What if I told you that one word was so powerful, King James himself banned it from the Bible? Yes, you heard that right. There's a word that King James didn't want you to read in the Bible. Why? Because this word was seen as a threat, a challenge to his authority. The word? Tyrant. King James I of England is known for commissioning one of the most famous translations of the Bible, the King James Version, or KJV. This translation has influenced countless believers and scholars for centuries. But what many don't know is that the making of this Bible was not just a scholarly endeavor. It was also a political act. During King James' time, another Bible was immensely popular among the people, the Geneva Bible. Unlike the King James Bible, the Geneva Bible didn't shy away from using the word tyrant to describe oppressive rulers. This didn't sit well with King James. He believed that using such a word could incite rebellion and undermine his rule. So, when it came time to translate the King James Bible, the word tyrant was systematically removed and replaced with less provocative terms. In this video, we'll explore why the word tyrant was so significant in the Geneva Bible and how its removal in the King James Bible affected the meaning of certain passages. We'll dive into specific examples, like passages in Isaiah and Jeremiah, and discuss the possible motives behind King James' decision. So, stick around as we uncover this fascinating piece of history. The translation that preceded the King James Bible and was a favorite among Protestant reformers. The Geneva Bible was known for its marginal notes and its boldness in using terms that directly addressed the injustices of the time. One such term was tyrant. For instance, in the book of Isaiah, the Geneva Bible describes oppressive rulers as tyrants. Isaiah 13 verse 11 in the Geneva Bible reads, "And I will visit the wickedness upon the world, and their iniquity upon the wicked, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay down the pride of tyrants." This direct condemnation of unjust rulers was powerful and clear. Another example can be found in Jeremiah 15 verse 21. The Geneva Bible states, "And I will deliver thee out of the hand of the wicked, and I will redeem thee out of the hand of the tyrant." Here, the word tyrant leaves no room for ambiguity about the nature of the oppressor. Now, let's see how these passages were altered in the King James Bible. In Isaiah 13 verse 11, the word tyrant is replaced with terrible, rendering the verse as, "And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible." Similarly, in Jeremiah 15 verse 21, the word tyrant is removed and the verse reads, "And I will deliver thee out of the hand of the wicked, and I will redeem thee out of the hand of the terrible." These changes may seem subtle, but they significantly alter the tone and impact of the text. The word terrible is more general and less politically charged than tyrant, which directly criticizes oppressive rulers. King James I was not just a monarch, he was also a staunch advocate of the divine right of kings, the belief that monarchs were appointed by God and were accountable only to him. The use of the word tyrant in the Bible could be seen as a direct challenge to this doctrine, suggesting that rulers could be unjust and subject to judgment. The Geneva Bible, with its emphasis on the word tyrant, was popular among Puritans and other groups who were often critical of the monarchy. By removing the word tyrant from his translation, King James was not only shaping the religious text but also protecting his own political interests. The King James Bible, commissioned in 1604, was the work of a large group of scholars and theologians. This group consisted of 47 men, divided into 6 companies, each responsible for translating different sections of the Bible. These translators were chosen based on their expertise in Hebrew, Greek, and Latin, as well as their reputations as scholars and clergymen. King James himself played a crucial role in selecting the translators. He sought to balance the various factions within the Church of England, aiming to create a version of the Bible that would be acceptable to both the Anglican establishment and the more reform-minded Puritans. The translators were instructed to adhere to a set of rules that would ensure the final product was both accurate and respectful of the ecclesiastical hierarchy. The translation process was meticulous and collaborative. Each company worked on their assigned section, comparing existing translations, including the Tyndale Bible, the Bishop's Bible, and the Geneva Bible, as well as the original Hebrew and Greek texts. The translators met regularly to discuss their work, ensuring consistency and accuracy across the entire Bible. One of the most unique aspects of the King James Bible's translation process was the emphasis on oral tradition. Translators often read their work aloud to ensure the language was not only accurate but also beautiful and resonant. This focus on the spoken word contributed to the poetic and rhythmic qualities that have made the King James Bible so enduring. There are numerous fascinating anecdotes and lesser-known facts about the creation of the King James Bible. For instance, the translators worked in locations such as Westminster Abbey in the University of Cambridge, often in rooms filled with ancient manuscripts and texts. The atmosphere of these settings, steeped in history and reverence, added a mystical quality to their work. Another intriguing detail is the story of Robert Barker, the royal printer who was responsible for printing the first edition of the King James Bible in 1611. Barker's dedication to the project was so intense that he eventually went bankrupt and was imprisoned for debt, yet he continued to be involved in the printing and distribution of the Bible throughout his life. To fully grasp the significance of the word tyrant and why it was replaced in the King James Bible, we must look at its origins in the Hebrew Bible. The Hebrew word often translated as tyrant in English Bibles is eretz, which can mean a powerful and oppressive ruler or despot. This word appears several times in the Hebrew Bible, conveying a sense of harsh and unjust leadership. In Isaiah 13 verse 11, the Hebrew word eretz is used to describe arrogant and oppressive rulers whom God promises to humble. This term is powerful because it clearly identifies these leaders as unjust and deserving of divine punishment. The use of eretz highlights the moral failing of such rulers, making it clear that their power is not sanctioned by God. The Geneva Bible, which was closer to the Hebrew text in many ways, retained the strong term tyrant to reflect the original meaning of eretz. This choice of words made a bold statement about the nature of oppressive rulers, aligning with the reformist spirit of the Geneva Bible's translators. However, King James and his translators had different priorities. By replacing tyrant with terrible or other less charged words, the King James Bible softened the critique of rulers. This change can be seen as an attempt to avoid any suggestion that current rulers, including King James himself, could be seen as unjust or tyrannical. The word terrible still conveys a sense of fear and power but lacks the direct moral judgment implied by tyrant. The removal of the word tyrant from the King James Bible had far-reaching consequences. It softened the language used to describe oppressive rulers, potentially making the text more palatable to those in power and less likely to be used as a tool for rebellion. This act of translation was not just about words, it was about control and influence. Today, we have access to many different translations of the Bible, each with its own nuances. Modern translations often strive for accuracy and clarity, sometimes reintroducing terms like tyrant to convey the original meaning more faithfully. The debate over translation choices reminds us of the power of words and the importance of understanding the historical and political context in which texts are produced. So, why does it matter that King James banned the word tyrant from his Bible? It matters because it shows us how translation is not a neutral act. It's influenced by the beliefs and agendas of those who hold the pen. As readers, it's our responsibility to be aware of these influences and seek out a deeper understanding of the texts that shape our beliefs. The story of the banned word tyrant in the King James Bible is a fascinating example of how language and power intersect. It challenges us to think critically about the words we read and the forces that shape them. So, next time you open your Bible, remember that even a single word can have a powerful history behind it. What other words might have been changed? What other stories are waiting to be uncovered? The journey of discovery is endless, and it starts with a single word. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey. If you found this video enlightening, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights into biblical stories and their hidden meanings.